Hi, everybody. So I think we are now recording, and good morning. It is morning for me over here in Australia. I would say sunny, but we've had quite a few overcast days. So it's, pardon me, not as sunny as I would like, but I am planning on a little walk along the beach later. It's been very, very, very busy these days. And I've not actually had the chance to kick back so much. I've been battling tech issues, and sometimes, you know, when you're trying to make things easier for yourself, there are teething pains. But I came on live today because I wanted to show you and to really describe to you the way I see Joyful Abundance, because it is my system, the Joyful Abundance Blueprint. And often you will see me with all the bells and whistles. You know, there's the lighting, there's the makeup, there's everything. So I'm in black on purpose, because when I'm sitting here creating, unless I'm actually on the camera recording, I'm in PJs, I'm in jogging bottoms. And it's not all glam and glitz. And a lot of people seem to, or there are some people who maybe, if they've not actually been following me for a while and realized my very pragmatic, practical life approach, may only see the beautiful photo shoots and the you know, very curated, very pretty backdrop and all the rest of it. It is actually, this is how I like it, but it is curated, it is created. If I zoom out for you, I want to take you behind the scenes today, because I think that's important for people to actually see what goes on to create this kind of life. So if you are actually, so before I continue, if you are joining me live, and I know that for most of the world, it is going to be like middle of the night. Oh, there we go. Even though it's morning for me. So if you are joining me, just please say hi, even if you're on the replay, because I'd love to see and hear you. But I do understand you. Some of you may be asleep, so so I'm going to be talking to myself for a little while. I'm going to keep this short. So first of all, let me zoom out for you. So just so you can see, so what you see is, you see there and you see there and a little bit of there, but can you see that it's not beautifully curated? It's not in full home edit style, in color order. I've got cards, I've got my manifestation things. I do have some lovely statues laying around. So and this is my workspace, and you can even see my ring light here. So let's just zoom back in and pan you up or pan you down. So, you know, I've got a great camera here. The reason I'm showing you this is not just in the workspace, but often what you, and we all know this, what you'll see on social media is what people want you to see. Even when they're being completely vulnerable, I'm showing you, hi Simone, I'm showing you what I would like you to see. It's just the nature of things. So why is it that I've said Joyful Abundance is an illusion? Because I truly actually don't believe that, but it's the perception of it that can be. And the reason that I wanted to bring this out is because I believe that with all of the stumbling blocks, with all of the struggles, with all of the doubts, with everything that goes on in your life, whether it be wonderful, beautiful, ugly or nasty, that you can still have joyful abundance, because it's a state. It's not an amount of money. It's not a family that functions perfectly. I have 3 small kids, and I can tell you that when I'm doing a lot of work and they don't get as much attention as they would like, they are, you know, for me, they're really hard work, a nightmare sometimes. And I'm pulling my hair out. The same with work. I was up until really, really late last night because my email sender was giving me trouble, and I had to get in contact with my web person, with my tech guy, and say to them, what's going on? Because I'm delivering a course that starts this evening, and the email delivery was not working. So is it glamorous? No. Was I pulling my hair out? Yes. Do I still live through the space of joy? Absolutely. Absolutely. Even with that. And it's a kind of faith and a kind of knowing, a backbone of that inner seed, that inner part of you is still living in that state, regardless of everything that's going on. So I really wanted to come along and say to you that, you know, for those of you who are thinking, I'm only ever going to get there when everything is going right, that's not how I work. That's not what the intention of the energy is that we have mechanisms in place, we have strategies in place, and we are always learning. I am always learning. Even when, you know, when things are amazing, I am still learning. And having that messiness of life, I believe, is part of what life is. Because frankly, I remember when at one point, before the Joyful Abundance Blueprint came about, at one point, things were going beautifully. Kids were good, husband was good, business was good. And you get these plateaus where everything is great. And then you think, oh, I'm going to expand a bit further. And new challenges come up. This is the way of it. We're never stood still. And at that point, frankly, there was the joy and everything, but it was quite flat. It was quite single dimension. And I hear many mentors talk about, you know, releasing beliefs around life has to be a struggle. And I don't have that belief. I released that a long time ago. Some people still have it. But having life actually happen and things happen does not mean that that's a belief you're holding. It might just be that things are expanding, things are growing, and you're learning. You're learning to do life better. So I really wanted to come along here to let you know that the target that we aim for is to be able to settle back into this space, into this state, regardless of what's going on. I've had times in my life where things have been pretty dire. Even financially, I had a time in my life where I'd just given birth to my first daughter. We had a house. We just bought a house a year a bit ago, a bit before. And my husband was out of work and I was in no way capable of going back to work so quickly. So we were borrowing from friends, and it was pretty difficult. It was pretty stressful. I felt very out of control because I couldn't actually do anything. All I had was this belief that it will come. It's okay. This too will pass. And if I can leave you with anything as you're going through life, is this phrase of this too will pass. So Simone's saying, oh, lol, what's right and what's wrong? Everything is just experiences. Exactly. I want to have abundances of joy, even when I'm confronted with stuff coming up, life, whatever, to be incited and grateful for all the growth. Exactly. Spot on, Simone. And that's exactly what I offer in the Joyful Abundance Blueprint. It is not a space where we aim to fix everything in your life, because there's nothing broken. It is all just life experience. It is experiences. And I say just, I don't mean just. It is all experiences. And how you experience those experiences, that's the difference between having a life that is filled with being down, being maybe depressed, being stressed, and also a life more full with being grateful for the small things, feeling abundant because we're breathing. And the reason I take it right down to that bottom part is because everyone's got a full spectrum of where they are. And wherever you are, the aim for the Joyful Abundance Blueprint is to bring in the foundation of joyful abundance in the soul and to bring that into your life. And of course, going through eliminating stresses and things that maybe that can be eliminated. But as one friend of mine used to say, stuff happens. Stuff happens in life, and it's how we confront it, how we allow it, how we flow with it and roll with it. That's the important thing. A real lesson for me with that was when I was studying Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for quite a few years, like 4 or 5 years. And I remember going into my first class and seeing I was actually in a ladies class. I did roll with the guys, but I actually joined the ladies class. But even then, there were ladies who were 6 foot. I am the tiniest, I'm 5'2". There were 6 foot ladies. They were large. They were muscly. They were strong. And I just looked around and I thought, my God, these ladies are going to squish me. Oh my goodness. So if you think about that in terms of life, you know, all these huge things, will they squish you? Well, what I learned in the classes is it's not about the size. It's not about the strength. It's not about, the size and the strength. It's about the technique. And what we did in that class is I was taught how to use my size as an advantage, first of all, but secondly, to look very strategically at where things were so that I could flow with the movements. Because in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there isn't that option of staying out of contact. If you're in a match, you are expected to make contact. You're expected to actually, you know, do the stuff. There isn't a chance for you to kind of like stay on the outskirts and just like evade. And sometimes that's with life too. Sometimes there is no choice but to engage with the experience that's coming your way, but how you engage. And with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it taught me to look at the angles, to look at the gaps, to flow with the weight, to find those little minute spaces to get out and get an advantage. And this is what we do in life. We look for those little spaces where we will get an advantage for ourselves. So I hope that makes sense. I really wanted to come on and just talk to you about that and to show you that sometimes that the beautiful backdrop can sometimes be an illusion and you don't necessarily know what's going on behind the scenes of a person or a business. And that's where I meet my clients at, in wherever they are. We look at the reality. Start where you are. This is something that my coach actually brought back to me in the last few weeks. Where are you currently? Start where you are and then move outwards from there. So in finishing, I hope that has made sense. What I would like to share with you is that my new membership program, my monthly membership program, will be beginning towards the end of May. I'm just getting the technical side in line, and then I'll be offering that out. I'll be offering it at a low monthly founders rate investment. So if it is something that that maybe you would like to join, and the reason I've created it actually is because a lot of programs, a lot of offers move very, very fast, but they don't always take into account life's ebbs and flows. So having a monthly membership, a monthly space, will allow you to actually experience your life and be supported at the same time. It's similar to having kind of like a a one-to-one energy healer on retainer kind of thing. But it's done in a group and it is a monthly membership. So it's going to be at a very low founding member investment. And it will consist of monthly recordings and trainings. There'll also be regular live Q&A Zooms live with me, which nowadays for my clients, I don't take on many. That's quite rare. So if you'd like to have that interaction one-on-one on Zoom, face-to-face, then that's the space for you. And then also the other thing which I'll be doing is I'll be sending out 5-minute hacks. What I call them is I have a library over 25 years from various modalities, various channels and downloads that I picked up for when something is happening in life. I have a little short list of tools or exercises or things that I can do that I know work. They are tried and tested. I've been using them for years. So things like if you feel like you're under psychic attack at some point, I've got a very short list, 2 or 3 tools that are specifically geared at that. And they're not just within the modalities that I've trained in, they are through past lives and ancestry of ancient wisdom that I bring in. And I'm going to be recording those for you 1 a month so that you end up with a library of ways to do things. So if that sounds interesting to you and you would like a monthly space, if you would like a space that is continually supporting you, it's at a very gentle pace. So this is not the same pace as many of my programs go. This is deliberately slower so that it is more deep and it is more sustainable. Because when we go constantly at really, really fast pace, that's not sustainable. So this is for you if you would like things slower, you would like to put things in practice and to build real foundations in your life. And I will say again, the aim is not to fix anything because things are not broken. You are experiencing life. So the aim here is to support you and to bring your energetic vibration to a space where you can have joyful abundance. So if that sounds like something that is of interest, drop me a comment below this video, below this live. And I've got a list of people who have already asked to be sent out a message when the tech is working. And yeah, the first one will probably be in June. So let me know by comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in the membership. I wish you an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you soon. Bye.